Hello my lovely ravens, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel and today I'm back with another episode of these botanical journals. They are starting to take shape. They are nice and floppy and just beautiful to hold. And today I want to make a middle signature here, which I'm going to stitch in for both journals, but I'll only show one. So I've started with some manila foul, and this is just a prototype that I've created. It's not perfect and I will make some changes, but what I want it to look like is like this. This flap will be wider so it fits over the pockets. So there will be a flap here and then two pockets, and that flap will close with one of those string closures. There's one on the other side as well. And when you flip this open, there is a pocket there and there's a pocket there on both sides. And when you flip that open again, there is a side tuck there and a side tuck there, and two pockets here on either side. Now this one overlap here, I'll just glue that onto the front and then it will flip open, but I had to attach it somehow. And then in the middle there will be a signature like so. So when it closes, you have that signature sitting there. And it opens like so, with that signature there. These are just tea dyed papers with some list paper in there as well. And just a simple kind of signature. You can do with this whatever you like, obviously. Same as for the other stuff in this journal. So I am gonna grab my botanical papers, where everything falls out at the moment. Pick some papers that I want to use in this manila tip-in. What's a tip-in? It's a folio signature. But first, let me show you the measurements. So what I've done, I have different manila folders from those in the US, but this is my manila folder. My camera does not like the white paper. It is about 14 inches. See, this is what I mean. My camera does not like the white paper. 14 inches by 9.5 inches at the widest point. So that's the back flap. The front flap is about 9 inches. So what I've done is I've taken the width of this thing and I've measured it to the width of my journal. So one signature is that wide or that high, and that is how high the folder is, which is 8.25 inch or thereabouts. Then I folded it almost to the middle, and I did the same thing, but the same width to the middle as well, because one of the parts is shorter, which is always the case with manila files. Like, as you can see, when this is closed, one of the parts is shorter. So all in all, it is about nearly 5 inches. Nearly 5 inches, which is a little bit shorter than the signature of the journal, but that's okay. If you want to have it the exact same width, obviously just go for it. So it will sit like so. Oops, like so. It's a little bit shorter, but I want to put a ribbon here as well, so that will sit here and stick out a little bit. So if that is about 5 inches, and this is 8.25 inch. And then these parts are, so let me see what I can just show you. So I just eyeballed it, but these cards are about 4.5 inch by about 3 inch. And you need 2 for the front, 2 for the back. So that's 4, 6, 8. You need 8 of those. Then you need 2 8.5, 8.25 by 2-inch strips for the sides there. And then you need a 1.5 by 3.5-inch strip for the front, or thereabouts, whatever you want the width to be, or the inside of the flap, that is. And then one of those, which is 3.25 by about 2 inches, and then slanted. So that's the measurements you need for those. I am going to make another one of these flippy folders, and then all of those pockets and tucks I'm going to, and flips as well, I'm going to cut from this botanical paper. And once I've done that, I'll be back with you to do the assembly. And there we have it. I have 2 booklets here that both have a flap at the front and a tuck spot. I made a little background here on both sides. And then when you flip it open, it has 2 pockets. And then open again, it has 2 tuck spots there and 2 tuck spots there. So I am going to sew whatever I want to sew, and then I'll be back with you and I'll show you the result. I'm also going to ink up before I sew, so I end around the corners where I want to as well. And that's basically it for this tip, and then we can sew it into the journal. Okay, so here we have one of the inserts. So here we have the first flip open and a tuck in. Now, I was a bit silly. I glued this whole thing down, and it was supposed to be a pocket, like this one on the back here. It's the same thing, but this is actually a pocket as well. I thought that would be nice extra storage. Well, I just glued the whole thing down, so I probably need to put something over there, which is fine. Anyway, moving on to the inside, we have 2 pockets there, and then on the inside again, we have 2 side pockets and 2 pockets there. Now you can fill this up with whatever you want, obviously, but I'll get to that later because I haven't started making the ephemera yet. So for now, I'll just close that. So what I did for the closure of this thing is, underneath here is a piece of paper, and under that piece of paper I just put a piece of sari silk. You can put ribbon or whatever closure you want, but I wanted to be able to close this thing so you can also put stuff inside of it and it won't fall out, not straight away. Or this can just be a secret compartment, right? And the other one obviously is almost the same. It just has some different papers from the same paper pack, obviously. So that looks the same. I think on the inside there's some different bits and pieces. It's almost the same. Ah yes, these strips are different and these parts are different. But other than that, it's the same. Just different papers that I've used. And with this one, it does have that pocket here and at the back as well. Now, how to keep those flaps closed, I'll show you how I do that. So from that same floral paper, I punched out some circles, just with my circle punch. It's about a 1-inch punch, just a little bit under 1 inch, I think. And I need 2 for the top and 2 for the bottom. And same on the other side. And then I need another 8 for the other journal, which I didn't think of, but I still need to do that. So let me punch those, and then I'll show you how to attach these as a closure, like a ribbon closure. I think you already know, but I'll show you anyway. So I've got all the circles. If you want to find the middle of the circle, I suggest you just punch out a normal piece of paper, fold it a couple of times, and then you've got the middle. So you can now overlay that onto this, and then use a puncher or just punch it with a needle too. So I layer 2 on top of each other and put one of those split paper fastener thingies in. There's two on top of each other, and I'm gonna place one there and place one right there. And I'm going to attach them with hot glue. You can use other glue, but I'm just preferring to use hot glue. Beware that the metal part gets hot. Just attaching it like so. And I'm going to do the same for the other side and for the other insert. Now that's all done, I can put some thread on them. So the beauty of these closures is that if you want to put something really bulky in there or in between, you can fold it here or just have it like this. And then it can still close if you really want that. Like if you have like a little paper pack that you want to put in there or something. Yeah, you can still secure it. So I'm just gonna grab some, I think, golden thread for these ones. And then I'll show you how to do that. And then we can bind them in the journals. So here we have one with a golden thread and 3 little wooden beads on there. So it just goes around. So I've tied it with a double knot in here. And then you can just flip it around like that. And then you've got a closure. Now, like I said before, if you have a big pack of stuff, like, I know, I have these things sitting on my desk. So what if I put these in here? And it's still closed, and it can only fall out sideways, but you can still keep it in there. And also this will be the journal side. So yeah, it's still closed. That's what I meant with the bigger things that you can put in there. And you can also close it crisscross. It's up to you. Right? It's one of those vintage envelope closures, I suppose. Okay, it's all done, and now I am going to tie it into the journal. Before I do that, however, I want to add a ribbon for Bookmark and for spine dangle. So, although I'm just wondering if I really need a spine dangle for this thing. Maybe just a ribbon Bookmark. So in order to do that, I'm just gonna double this. And then attach it like so, facing the wrong side facing me. Double this so it doesn't ravel, and have it like that, and then like so. So just gonna attach that with fabric glue because it glues fabric very well. And I'm just gluing that down, and then make it long enough so it's an actual bookmark. There we go. All done. Not sure if I can actually attach a bead. I think I might actually just leave it like that because it kind of crimps it a little bit, and that's fine. So there's that, and then here's the signature. Just gonna go in like that. So this is the middle of that signature that we're going to put some more pages as well. So it's part of the journal. So what I'll do is I'm gonna grab a paper clip, clip this on somehow. Somehow. There we go. I'll poke in this thing first, somewhere in the middle. about 1.5 inches out from the top and the bottom. There we go. Now I want to make sure that I get this middle right. It's a bit fiddly, this bit, but if you go gently and slowly, you kind of see where you're going. Just need to keep checking if the thing is where you want it to be. Okay, that was a bit fiddly, but I got there. Getting the thread. 1, 2 lengths. Got that. On the other side of that thread, gentle tug, not too hard. Taking the needle off. Taking those two off. I'm sure it's all looks okay. Seems to be. And there we have the middle signature. Okay. All right. So here we have that flip book. There's the flip and the flip. And the book sits in the middle, like so. You can put it anywhere. You can put it here, you can put it here, and then just, or both. You can have two if you want. And then the middle you just sew onto the book. And these parts you just sew as normal. And then they can close on each other and close like that. So you can do that too. And you can have this there and have it enclosed, or you can just have that sitting there. So it's really up to you. Put a bone there. And there's the middle signature. It's a little special little spot, as you can see. And I'm really happy with that. Now, this is it for this video. Next time I will be showing you some decoration stuff, how you can make ephemera for this type of journal. Yeah, and I hope you tune in for the next one as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.